What's going on, Gang Boaz here with a quick impressions video. First time ever actually at our test range doing a full-fledged review at the test range. Just basically running through some of our favorite airsoft guns or newer airsoft guns that we're just dying to test out immediately on the range, running it through its paces, seeing what the gun is good at doing, maybe what it's not good at doing, things we like about the gun, things we might not like about the gun. And the gun in question today is going to be the KWA M10 VM4 AEG. Like this is definitely one of the guns that I've been really looking forward to shooting, and I'm finally glad that it's here at GI. So we're gonna test out. I got the official KWA drip going on, so you know it's time for KWA. Just letting you know, just a heads up, I kind of do have a bit of a bias because I'm a huge KWA fanboy. I have a ton of KWA guns in my personal private collection. But right off the gate here, we have loaded this gun up with 0.28 gram BBs, a little lighter than my usual preference. I usually like to run 0.30 grams or 0.32 gram BBs in my gun. So I was just saying that right out the gate. And we have a level 1 LiPo, which it's a recommended battery for you to use on all your KWA AEGs. But first thing out the gate, just when holding this gun, it feels rock solid. Like that's something that you can expect from pretty much every KWA gun, whether it is their polymer original series line of gun or their high-end full metal ones. You can always expect it to be rock solid, and the M10 is no different. Like when I torque this thing down, there is no movement. It feels like one solid piece of metal. Hefty piece of metal, I might add. This is definitely on the heavier side of full metal AEGs. Personally for me, I really like that just because it feels a lot closer to like the real life analog of, let's say, like an AR-15 or an M4. I think the KWA line of AEGs definitely gets pretty close to replicating that realistic weight. But aesthetically, I'd give it like an 8.5 or a 9 out of 10. Like this thing looks really nice, clean. I think the key word here is utilitarian. Like there's something very rugged that looks like modern, but very rugged looking about this gun. Like especially with the M-LOK rail. Like I wasn't a huge fan of the T10 or the T6 M-LOK rail with the little snaggle tooth at the bottom. I'm glad that KWA came in and cleaned it right up. And when you do a traditional like thumb over bore type of grip on this, it grips really nicely into your support hand. And again, it's very simple, utilitarian, and rugged looking. And it really inspires confidence, like when I punch out with it, like just because of how solid the gun feels, you know, I feel very confident, you know, when I shoot. So with that being said, I'm just gonna give it a first couple test shots here. Up, the gun is not feeding. Okay, so when I support the mag, like if I just give it a little down, like upwards pressure with the mag, it seems to like it then, which is a little weird. Like it's kind of ironic actually, because this is KWA, this is your own mag. This is your, was it the MS-120? You would expect the native mag to feed maybe it's just this particular model. Yeah, but here we go again. Like it's not feeding. So I'm just gonna test out. So this is a Lancer Gen 3 polymer mag. I'm gonna try that out for size. Oh. The Lancer mag feeds, so there's that, which is very interesting. I mean, again, KWA, I don't know what's going on with the MS-120. Like, if that's an issue, like I'd encourage you to check into that, look into that, because it should be feeding right out the gate, no problem, because it's your own mag. But yeah, I love all the PTS furniture that they include out of the box, like their low profile slim PTS sights. And my favorite pistol grip, the EPG-C, it grabs you like a nice angle for your wrist, especially when you run a more compact gun like this. This is KWA's, like, I guess their original like crane stock. It's not bad, but I kind of wonder why they didn't give us the PTS EPS stock. Too many acronyms for PTS, but you know, the PTS stock that comes with a lot of KWA guns. I wonder why they stopped doing that, but yeah, I mean, again, like trigger response, it's definitely what I would come to expect from a KWA. I just ran dry, but we're gonna test on. We're gonna now try a mag brand mag, a little older. Oh man, yeah, it's just tight. Okay, so it is. KWA is notorious for being pretty picky with their mag, so the mag brand mag will not work. But I'm gonna try old school PTS Magpul PMag Shorty. Oh, she fits. Okay, but trigger response. Yeah, I think once you find the break point, you could really run this trigger pretty hard. You know, like it's not going to be anything super crazy. Like let's say like a Lancer Gen 3, Zion Arms R15, or even the Arcturus PE lines. Those have like insane trigger response. I'd say this is not quite up there, but if you could just hear how fast I'm spamming that trigger, if you just know where the break point is on the trigger, it's very, very easy to manipulate. I will say, they do give you, I think this is a PTS ambi selector. Having the ambi selector is nice, but it's kind of mushy. I've never really liked the PTS selectors. Honestly, I prefer like way back in the day when KWA had their own original, just like AR selector, it was way snappier. Yeah, this selector feels kind of mushy. But yeah, I mean, over here at like close to like 80 feet, absolute laser beam. So if you take this to a CQB arena, you'd have no problem lasing targets. But we're gonna go ahead and take a couple steps back here. But you know, as we're talking about this, like it feels like a very well built airsoft gun. One thing I'd say about KWA that I give kudos for is that they keep things very simple. They don't have a lot of these fancy electronic trigger units, no crazy MOSFETs. It does have a switch life extender and like a beefier fuse, so that way like you get it'll be able to handle the stress of an 11.1 LiPo out of the box. And that's pretty much all you need. Like you don't need any programmability. You don't need to worry about that, because at the end of the day, you know, adding a computer chip into your airsoft gun is just another failure point, you know? Am I out of BBs already? I am. Okay, so I was gonna try to one take this, but let's cut the camera. I'm gonna reload all the mags. Okay, so we loaded up more mags, and we had another KWA MS-120 that we loaded up, and for some reason, this magazine feeds flawlessly in the M10. Same exact magazine. So this is the MS-30/120 variable capacity magazine. If you look here, there's a switch here at the bottom. You can switch from 30 rounds for a more realistic setting to 120 rounds for a more competitive setting. But this one feeds flawlessly. So we're at around like 100 feet. Yeah, I mean, even at 100 feet, no problem. Extremely consistent groupings here. Yeah, no problem at all. And then I'm gonna go full auto real quick. Yeah, easily gets into like that 20 rounds per second area. To me personally, kind of a moot point. I'd rather have a gun that's more responsive in semi-auto, because most fields don't allow you to run full auto with a regular M4 like this. And as you notice right now, the gun goes dead. Why? Because this has the cutoff feature. So if you look closely here at the bolt release, it kind of protrudes out a little bit, which is nice. Actually, this is a step up from the older ERG system where it was kind of mushy, but now this has a more tactile click. So I'm gonna go ahead and change over the magazine back to Lancer Gen 3 magazine in here. And there you go. Now I can depress it. Now it's stuck back inside, and I should be able to run this gun again. Yep. So that's one cool thing about the M10, is that it has the cutoff feature just like the electronic recoil guns or the RM4s that KWA has. So it gives you that much more of a realism factor. So for anyone watching this video that is gonna pick up an M10, read the freaking manual, okay? Like if the OEM magazine if the gun just goes completely dead, look at the bolt release. Try to press it, okay? It's a little bit more of a realistic experience, which for me definitely is a plus. I've been bugging KWA for years, ever since they released the T10, bring back the cutoff. And you know what they told me? We took it out because we got too many complaints. Too many customers bought the gun, and they kept trying to return the gun or calling them saying, hey, my gun's not working. And then they realized, oh, have you pressed the bolt release? And they're like, the what? You know, the ping pong paddle on the other side of the receiver, have you pressed that? And they're like, oh, no. And they'd say, press it. They press it, the gun were, oh, okay. You know, too many of that, you know? So I'm finally glad KWA is doing the brave thing, bringing back the cutoff feature. I'm so jazzed about it. So we are gonna step back a bit farther now. I will say that the cutoff feature will only work with KWA's own magazines, the MS-120/30/thing. So the thing to look out for, because not every KWA mag has this, but if you look at the feed lips here, see how it's kind of like curved inwards. This is kind of how you know. Or if you just get the 30/120 magazine, that will activate the cutoff feature. I don't think that the regular MS-120 or the K120 mags that KWA has, I don't think those have that cutoff feature. So just letting you know that it will not work with every single magazine. And you're probably gonna find out when I start shooting this gun. But now we're around 150 feet now. So this is probably like the farthest you wanna go, or like, I guess like the ideal range for an outdoor airsoft gun. Yeah, remarkably consistent. Yeah, no problem at all at 150 feet. That kind of goes to show about the internal quality of KWA, especially with their, I don't think this is their 2.5 plus gearbox because they did put in the cutoff feature, but it has the same principle. So basically like your QRF series of guns and your the T6, right? They have the variable FPS system, and I'm assuming in the gearbox it's going to share pretty much all the same internal components, but obviously they do have the mechanical cutoff feature. So KWA did tell me that it is not compatible with the Gate Titan. So just letting you know, this is going to be a bit more proprietary when it comes to that. But I think people that run KWA, like people like me, like we don't really care. We just want a gun that works and works well out of the box. So I'd say as of right now, it is, aside from that one magazine hiccup, I'd say the gun is running flawlessly and it's remarkably consistent. It's kind of what I expect from a KWA. But if you want to change the FPS, on your gun, all you have to do is take off the stock, obviously, take a long Phillips head screwdriver, undo the buffer tube, and then KWA should give you a T-handle hex key tool, and you could change the FPS. So this should go all the way from like a 330 FPS gun all the way up to a 400 FPS gun, which is really nice. Oh, there you go. Now we're out of ammo. But that's one thing that's really nice about the VM4 system is that, especially on a gun like this, like a 10.5 inch gun, for airsoft, it's like a happy middle ground, you know, like it's kind of like you could definitely take this to an indoor arena, you know, and still compete with like the super stubby speed softers or in their super stubby M4s, right? Like this could still fit indoors, and you can also bring this to an outdoor field, like with the range, you know, not much of a problem. So now we're kind of close to around that 200 feet distance where the target is. So we are pretty far away. So now we're just gonna see how it does range wise. So this is kind of where a lot of, I don't want to say poorly built, but like guns that are more mass produced, guns that are more budget friendly, you know, like in order to keep the cost down, this kind of separates the men from the boys here with the AEG. Okay, so I am, oh, okay, the BBs are definitely getting out there. I cannot see the BB at a certain point, so I don't really know how to adjust my shot here. There you go. Yeah, it's pretty crazy how just like a few feet can really affect the trajectory of BB. Honestly, I think if I ran like a 0.30, 0.32 gram BB, I think that's pretty much all the difference it'll make. So the thing is, it is getting out there. It's just, I can't hit the target every time. Oh, there you go. Okay, so I did end up finding the trajectory of the BB here. There you go. Okay, so yeah, no problem getting out there at around 400 feet. But honestly, for a gun this short and the way that it's volumed, that's one thing I've yet to test. Is just the air voluming on something like a variable FPS gun like this, just to see how like the range goes on this thing. Like I don't know, honestly. Like I don't know how it does with the range and accuracy. But let's step even farther back. So with something, yes, something this like I guess a longer barrel, because I know the QRF series, I know that thing's a freaking laser beam because of how short the barrel is. You could easily have that thing like shoot surprisingly, remarkably far, just because of, I guess, with the shorter barrel, you get some more air voluming. Okay, so but now we're kind of closer to like the 250, almost getting close to that 300 mark, because I know from here to behind us is a fire hydrant that's past 300 feet. So this is like the bleeding edge of where you want to shoot an AEG. Okay, yeah, the BBs are starting to drop. Yeah, it's like right before the target. Yeah, so it's going right before the target. So am I disappointed? Not really. Am I surprised? No. I'd say for the way the BB we're using and the length of the barrel of this gun, I'd say that's kind of where the limit is. So I would say for something like this, again, I'm starting to think maybe it's the variable FPS system that's changing like the air volume quality on this gun. I would not take this out past 200 feet. So you will have to change up your playstyle. You're not gonna be able to like take this, sit in the back of the field and just lob BBs for days. You probably won't be able to do that. So you will have to be a little bit more aggressive with your playstyle in order to get the results that you want. But just the overall shooting feel of the gun, I love the way it feels. It feels incredibly smooth. Like the gun doesn't feel like it's laboring to shoot. So you know, like even if I was just to dry fire this real quick, right? Like just the sound that the gearbox makes and the motor makes, it's incredibly smooth. It's incredibly, I don't want to say quiet because it's not exactly quiet, but you know, like it feels optimized. It feels like the gun was designed, or it's happy. It's in its happy place. A lot of times people either a stronger spring or maybe the gear ratios aren't right, or the motor is not optimized. And so a lot of times when you shoot a lot of guns, even sometimes out of the box, it feels, I don't want to say grindy, but it feels labored, you know, and the M10 is definitely not that. So yeah, so that's pretty much gonna wrap up our first impressions of the KWA M10. I'd say it's definitely gonna be an interesting life cycle of this gun. I know obviously everyone in the community is gonna like hate it because it's not version 2 compatible or it can't accept a gate tighten, you know, but I think definitely this will find its niche. It will find its tribe of people that like, that want to pay the high price of the KWA and just be happy with the fact that it performs well out of the box and you don't really need to do anything about it. It just gives you that peace of mind. Will I get something like the M10? Probably not, just because they have the Q10, which is recoil, and I'd rather get that. But yeah, I mean, it's a very flexible platform. So instead of having a quick change, they give you a variable FPS system. I can definitely see a lot of players liking that feature and the cutoff. It just adds so much more realism to playing Airsoft. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about the Q10 in the comments below. And is this a format that you guys like? Is this something that you guys want to see more of in the future? Let us know down below. Please make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, as well as liking this video and hitting the bell icon to get notified every time we upload a new video. And if you guys want to support us directly, if you want to help keep us making free and good content for you guys on YouTube, please make sure to go to Airsoft GR for all your Airsoft needs, including the brand new lineup of KWA guns like this M10. I'm Boaz, and we'll see you next time, Mayo Gang.